All right, guys. Oh, hold on a second. All right. So I hope everybody's having a nice evening. Of course, we just had Clearing the Chamber not too long ago, and I see a few people out in the YouTube world, and I think maybe one or two people over on the gun channel, one person on gun channels other than me. I see Midnight and Vanessa Kitty, and that's it so far. It shows on the YouTube side. So I'm gonna put it out there. There really was not a plan. Oh, there's RL. Really was not a plan for the show, from what I know tonight. I haven't heard much out of Rich or John Z, but I decided we'll go ahead and start a little free for all chat here. Any topics we want to bring up, and of course, any of you gun channels guys or creators want to jump in, just let us know. We'll be able to send you an invite. And see, Midnight saying, I'm Brian Johnson voice. Are you ready? Yeah, of course I do that. And Little Miss tries to jump in and say a few things. So, yeah, any of y'all want to jump in, just holler at me. I'll drop a link to you. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with John or Rich. I haven't heard a whole lot this week from them. I know I've heard and seen John on some shows the past couple days. But Rich, I really haven't heard much from, so I didn't know what the plan was with the show. So we're just gonna do it as a free for all, whatever we want to talk about. Throw some topics in the chat, um, and I'm sure Gunpowder will have some things to say as usual. And so feel free if y'all want, like I said, if y'all want a link, holler at me. I can email it to y'all or drop it to you in gun channels if you're over there. Hey Nodak, what's up, buddy?
Nodak.
You gonna unmute yourself and go on?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that, I had myself muted. Don't judge me. I'm having issues today. You're ringing. All right, everyone. I'm walking into another room so we don't have echo. Hi, 9mm. Yeah, I forgot I was muted, so my apologies, everyone.
All right, so sorry about that. I've got a 1-year-old trying to grab the laptop and tear it apart. So
Have
yeah,
kids, they said. It's so much fun, they said.
I know.
They
Yeah,
were
we got the
drunk when they
feedback
said
loop
it.
taken care of. I was trying to deal with a 1-year-old while Gunpowder started talking, and I don't have my headset in. So of course, it all goes into feedback and drives everybody nuts. So I hope, like I said, I hope everybody's having a good night tonight so far. I don't know if any of y'all saw Clearing the Chamber. I hope y'all enjoyed that a little bit. I was trying to
No,
kind of
they don't
keep
watch
that
your stuff.
off topic, off topic of the shootings and everything like that. But trying to get back into everyday chats in life. So, Gunpowder, what do you have to say?
Apparently, RL got probed last week and forgot it. I don't know. I'm just reading the chat right now. It's kind of crazy. RL said that's giving me flashbacks. And then Nodex said, yeah, RL got probed last week.
Oh, so RL got probed. I've never
By the
been probed
aliens.
personally, but I can't imagine being probed to be fun at all. Was it them there aliens that probed you?
Restaurant was a zoo, said Midnight. Well, you're not supposed to let animals in a restaurant. Shh, I'm still butthurt about it, said RL.
They let Midnight in a restaurant frequently. I mean, they hired him. So, apparently that rule isn't consistent across the board there.
They were from Uranus. Sorry. reading the chat.
Oh,
Cracking
so
me up.
they're from Uranus, so they were just trying to get home.
Pretty much.
But these are the jokes, people.
Got to let them in to eat them. Okay, well.
All right, Gunpowder,
Sorry.
talk to the good people for a bit. See if anybody wants to join in, anything like that. Like I said, it's a free-for-all chat tonight. Let's try to keep some dead air out of this.
Free for all. Man.
3-year-old in the bed.
The 3-year-old can sleep on the couch. He's fine. Nothing but a thing. So, does anybody have any topics they would like to discuss? I really don't know what I want to talk about. I've kind of been thrown off my game. Usually this is the boys' show, but apparently I'm taking over today. So there goes the neighborhood, y'all. We send a probe to Uranus. Is that called a colonoscopy? Sorry, y'all. I'm having a hard time talking. Call Jumpy. He'll gobble it up. Yeah, pretty much. There's a 3-year-old in my bed too. Well, see, 9mm, you get it. 3-year-olds, they just kind of go wherever, fall asleep wherever. It's all good. Klingons from Uranus. Vanessa just blew my mind here, said Nodak. So, would anybody like to have a link so I'm not having to do this by myself while Tardot is putting the kid to bed? And it's really a free-for-all. So, whatever topic, as long as you can keep it PG, we can talk about it. I am totally loving this Colt Blood Red Moon pipe tobacco. It is fabulous. A smoked pork shoulder is almost finished cooking. That sounds so delicious right now. Oh, Vanessa Kitty. I'm a little jealous right now. I like pork. Trying to get him to sleep too. Yeah, our 1-year-old is up, which isn't a surprise. But yeah, the 3-year-old, he just passed out on the chair. Yeah, Vanessa Kitty. The pipe, the newest pipe that I have, I like it because it's got a smaller bowl on it, and my tobacco doesn't get stale from the time I smoke till the next time. And the tobacco, Tardot went to an actual tobacco shop that custom makes stuff, and it was like rum and maple flavor, and I wasn't a big fan of it, but the stuff that Clover was smoking, I ordered some, and it finally came in. I was like, yes, and it actually is sweet. RL, hold on.
I'm
real
back.
quick.
I'm emailing you the link, RL.
All right, good.
Be the easier way.
I hate when my crack gets stale till I don't smoke crack, but I smoke tobacco. There's a big rule in this house. No tweakers. Gotta love free-for-alls. Yes, Ghost Tactical. Sometimes you just gotta wing it and go with the flow. Today just happens to be one of those days. So, I take it you made it back home finally. I will show y'all that this tobacco pipe, it is really cool. I am actually enjoying that tobacco. really enjoying the pipe, but that's it. That's all I got. Are you ready? Sorry, I was reading or saying what Midnight wrote.
Oh, you're good. All right, so I got a few links sent out there. Let's see if anybody else wants to join in here in a bit.
Sorry, y'all. I got a drama queen.
Of course.
And a diva.
She's upset. She's trying to get into everything.
Yeah. For some reason, she doesn't take too kindly to being told no. I don't know where she gets that from.
All right, so what else is going on for everybody out in the gun world right now? Anybody getting got any nice new guns or anything they're looking at right now and getting? Other than you, Gunpowder, we've already discussed that one. If you're trying to talk, Gunpowder, I think you're muted. RL,
Yeah,
how's it going, man?
I think he's driving.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. What is going on?
A whole bunch of diva up in this house.
All right.
They just
So now that I've officially pissed off the 1-year-old. Yeah. So how's it been going, RL? Anything new coming to your armory or anything like that?
No, not really. I might order a couple things here. I was looking at a couple different things.
Oh, really? Like surprises or something?
Yeah, I gotta go. I have a security 9 on layaway. I'm hoping I can go pick that up by the end of the week here. So I'll have that.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm gonna go to next.
Yeah, it brings up a good question because I saw where Ellis, God, having a moment there, having a senior moment at 32. I saw where Ellis was posting earlier about he went to get his, and I guess Nick's is having some real backup issues right now. So I'm curious to see if anybody else is starting to have those problems.
Well, I'm guessing it's a real heavy sales weekend because I was looking around on Buds at a couple things today, and there was so much traffic on Buds, the website actually went down once while I was on it.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at, I forgot what I think I was looking at the Gunpowder was thinking about trying to see what sites had a good price on it. I know Classic had a pretty good price, but a lot of those sites, they seem to be pretty bogged down right now. So I think we're getting into that phase just like last year, just like 2013, all of that, where we're having those panic buys just like crazy, and it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I know. I was looking around different sites at different things, and I know like lower parts kits, pretty much all the cheaper lower parts kits are all sold out everywhere. The only left are like the Spikes kits and stuff. Basically, the ones that are well over $100 are the only ones left anymore.
Yeah, like I said, I was cruising through. I know Classic, and just looking at their inventory too. When depending on what you're looking for and what you're looking at, they're blown out on a lot of stuff. It's like I said, it's kind of wild. We're just getting back into that panic buy again, and I'm sure the gun industry itself is loving it because they've all been overproducing half of this stuff, but it's bad. I always hate the panic buy mentality, because once we hit that panic buy mentality, we just throw the gun industry into a freaking roller coaster where they're going to start overproducing again, and then all of a sudden there's going to be that die down where there's not a lot of people buying stuff, and they're sitting on a overabundance, which is good for prices for us, but it's going to be horrible for the industry itself in general.
Whoa. I did not know that people went out and actually panic buy.
Oh yeah, that's why you see price drop.
I could go and buy stuff in a panic.
That's why you see those price drops where, right after we get out of a panic buy season and all the manufacturers overproduced everything, you suddenly see prices drop because they got to get rid of the stuff. What's up, Ghost?
Panic buy you speak of?
Yes.
Oh, hello. We were just talking about websites and stuff being bogged down pretty heavy here lately. Trying to, you can tell panic buy season has sprung.
Well, if that's how it goes, then I need a
some
lot
prices
of people.
go up too. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just saying you'll probably see some prices go up here pretty soon also.
Well, I'm thinking, if people start panic buying, then I'll just hold off on all my buy-in until the prices go down, and then I'll just stock up on everything I was thinking about buying during the panic buy. Could I do that, Turdite?
You could. It's just, honestly, yeah, and looking at it, there's a lot of these laws. I agree with some of the comments I've seen previously and heard previously where, it's kind of like I keep wanting to say Wisconsin, but I know it's Minnesota. It's one of those states up there, opposite end of us. But they, those laws they're pushing, I agree with the comments. They're pushing those laws that are ridiculous and that most people know would never make it through, just so they can get the little bit. They make those adjustments, what does it take to get it through? Well, we got to get rid of all this. Well, they still get that little sliver that slips through. And, but at the same time, what I'm getting at with this is it's one of those things that you say that about when the panic buy dies down, but who knows when that's going to be. And hopefully nothing comes out of it to where you actually we don't need any more restrictions, but you don't need any heavy restrictions happening.
I was going to say, look back from 2013 to 2015, I couldn't find a freaking box of 22 long rifle on the shelf at almost any gun shop or Walmart or anywhere because of the panic. I mean, it's one of those things you can hedge your bets and not buy now, but you might be looking at not even being able to get simple stuff for a couple of years.
Yeah, I didn't even see. I say our local stores, I didn't even see really get too well in stock until probably last year, maybe the end of 2015. But even then, I mean, there were points though when we went to go buy 22 though, we were getting some pretty good deal. We were getting like 500 round. I was getting around like 500 round boxes for like $10 or less.
I remember it was about 4 or 5 years. I guess it was after Sandy Hook and all that. But it went there for a while where you couldn't get 9mm for ever.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine that has a shop, and every time he'd get a bunch of big old shipment of 9mm, he'd bring me a couple boxes just because he knew that I wouldn't be able to get it either way.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was the big issue at 22, and it's always weird too. The rounds that end up on the panic buy, they freak out, and I understand the point of view that they're going to try to restrict ammo, whatever else, but like when they start talking about assault weapons and assault rifles, and they talk about the AR-15, well, more or less, that's going to the majority of what they're looking at is usually 5.56. It's not always. I mean, you've got your 9mm versions, but in your 22 versions, but they're usually looking at that 5.56 round, and that's the one they always push as the deadliest round in the world, which we all know is a bunch of freaking crock. Yeah, I'll try to keep the stuff PG, but you know what I'm getting at.
The bunch of caca.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the 5.56, you look at the 7.62 with the AK platform, and if you just look at, yes, they have probably more power for distance, but you take a 45 ACP or a 44 mag, and that's probably more dangerous of a round than the 5.56 is. I mean, just pure destruction, you know.
Oh yeah, but once again, it always comes back to that argument. We're talking to people that when you talk to the anti-gunner side that are pushing that, they don't really know what they're talking about. So of course 5.56 to them is the most deadliest, and then you show a round that's heavier or does more damage, and then suddenly it's, well, this round goes further, or you can fire more of them. No matter what, there's always some reason it's to them it's the deadliest round. But there's tons of rounds out there that can go out farther and reach out farther, or just as far as the 5.56. I mean,
Yeah, I forget who show I was on the other day. 5.56 was kind of invented as our intermediate round. I mean, it's not a full rifle round. It's supposed to be a stopgap between a sub gun and a pistol caliber and a rifle round. It's what it was designed for, the same as 7.62 by 39.
yeah, exactly. But like I said, now it all depends on who you're talking to. Like, you talk to somebody who's middle of the road and they're just spouting what they heard on TV. Yeah, you can educate them, and in some cases you can get them to understand the history behind it and what it actually does compared to other rounds, everything like that, and the reason it's so hated. But you talk to somebody who's full on anti-gunner mode. I've talked to some that they will not back down on the fact that that's supposedly the deadliest round, and I know nothing about what I'm talking about, which I always love that part. Own tons of guns, and I know nothing.
There was a video that Steven Crowder put out, I don't know, a couple months ago, and he set up a tent on a sidewalk. And I think it was probably after the Vegas shooting. And he just set up it, and he acted like he was anti-gun, and he was wanting people to sign this
petition
for, the petition for anti-guns. And he laid out a bunch of pistols and bolt actions and ARs and AKs. And people were talking about, oh, which guns do you want to keep? And they basically said the ARs and AKs, they want to get rid of those all the way. But then when they went down to, he just put ammo on the table. He says, well, which ones do you want to get rid of? And obviously he chose the 308s and all of that, but he left, they didn't get rid of the 5.56 or the 7.62. And he was just laughing the whole time. He's like, they look at these guns and they look scary. And so they want to get rid of them. They don't realize that a 30-aught or a 308, are much more dangerous than a 5.56 or an AR, but they see the scary looking rifle and they say, oh, we got to ban those. It was hilarious. It's a great video. Go check out Crowder. It was from a couple months ago, I guess.
Yeah, I love that one, and his little "I'm pro gun, change my mind," and just some of the arguments those people give is just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, how many times on those change my mind videos that he does, by the end of the conversation, he actually has the people turned around and said, I guess you're right, and they just go by what they hear from the news, or like you said, the professors of these college campuses, and they don't know what they're talking about. And then by the end of it, and he's gone, he stayed very calm, and he has talked nothing but facts and statistics. They kind of not necessarily are pro-gun, but they are not as anti-gun. And all it is it's just facts. And he said, guys, I hear what you're saying, but I love how his demeanor is. He's never talking down to them. He just tries to talk, and he does a phenomenal job with that.
Oh, yeah. I think it was him, but I'm not sure. I was watching a video earlier. They were showing, oh, hell, I forgot what it was, but it was somebody that was out of, it was either the Army, he was out of the military, and he was talking to a reporter from CNN or something like that, and they were shooting off a AR-15, and they went back and looked at the guy from the military, looked at his actual, like, I think it was his LinkedIn profile or one of them, showing that he's a analyst for CNN or the same news agency. And he was sitting there saying that he actually was saying that a lot of, basically having plastic on your rifle, having a polymer gun makes it more dangerous than any other rifle. And it's ridiculous, the thoughts that get put out there like that. And I don't know.
They had a freaking full bore, I think it was a Colonel, wasn't it, on the one, either MSNBC or CNN that came out, and they were showing a guy shooting an AR-15 fast. He said that that was full semi-auto. I mean, you can't argue with stupidity like that. That's just...
The term fully semi-auto is the greatest thing that's ever been created by CNN in the news, because it's just hilarious.
Yeah, that's the exact one I'm talking about. Yeah, because he sat there and he fired off like one round every maybe second or so, and he was like, "Well, that's just I forgot how he phrased it, but that was just his normal shooting." He goes, "Now I'm going to go into he says it like he's flipping a switch. He goes, "I'm going into full semi-auto," and just starts slamming the trigger like crazy.
Yeah, that's right up there with the shoulder thingy that goes up. I mean, that's ridiculous.
The shoulder thingy, God love it. God
Yeah,
love these people.
That and yeah, I'm trying to remember the other one. What was the other one that guy said talking about the basically the barrel shroud or something? Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think that was the shoulder thingy that could go up. It was either the barrel shroud or the carry handle. I can't remember.
Yeah, but well, it's. Oh, go ahead.
I say that and the claim. What else did he say? It was the California dude that the AR-15 can empty its 30-round magazine clip in half a second. It's like, holy shit, that's like a minigun.
It's like a Chris Vector right there.
Yeah, I know you probably shot some loose M16s when you were in there, Ghost. They probably shot some loose A2s, but I don't even think they're managing a whole mag dump in half a second.
Oh no, I mean, we had 3-round bursts, so I mean, you could get it going decent with 3-round bursts, but I mean, it's still going to take a while. Emptying a 30-round mag is with something that's not actually fully auto. Even if it's fully auto, it's going to take a little bit. I mean, it's not going to sit there and take half a second. It's going to take a couple seconds, a second and a half or something like that,
Oh, yeah. Like I said, you're talking minigun round per minute there.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I mean, that goes back to a lot of these arguments. I mean, the bump stock, everything. I mean, they imagine that the bump stock is the cause of it. And I know Mac and several others put out videos just showing you don't even need your belt loop. I mean, bump firing is just a technique. It's not even an item.
All right, Mia brought up a tactical nipple. I don't even want to know. Did I miss something?
We'll let Gunpowder kind of explain that.
Right.
Okay. So you see, what had happened was, I didn't know what the doohickey was called on the end of some pistols. Okay, and so it looked like a nipple to me. And I sat there in a chat. It was like, the little pistol nipple, the thingy. And
awesome.
Everybody just started giving me crap about it.
I'm not gonna lie, kiddo. That's gonna stick. I don't care what.
I don't care. I'm totally gonna turn it into a T-shirt. I'm waiting for Tar to turn it into a T-shirt so I can take it to Tulsa and be like, cover your tactical nipple. I am totally owning that because I think it's hilarious. And yeah, I didn't know what it was called. I still forget to this day. But yeah, I think I prefer calling it a tactical nipple more than what it's really called.
And from what I can tell, and when I tried to correct her on it, she's talking about the barrel threads. When you've got when you have a barrel that's got the barrel threads, it sticks out a little bit past the slide, and that's from what I can tell. That's what she's talking about.
Oh, the thread protector.
Yeah, it's totally what I'm talking about. But at the time when I was having this conversation, I didn't know what it was called. And so I called it the pistol nipple and tactical nipple, and it stuck. And I am totally wearing it.
Good. I love it.
I'm going to make a shirt out of it.
You have to make a shirt. That'd be so good.
I really will.
Oh my gosh.
I think RL took me out with him.
Yeah, she just drugged me with her, and
Hey,
Good
you
job.
can't blame me on that. I did not do nothing. I said tactical nipple and I was kicked out.
now what I'm waiting for is, since she said that,
I don't effort for that.
and see, I don't even think she's talking about the thread protector itself as much as just the barrel sticks out a little bit from the slide. But what I'm waiting for is some anti-gunners to pick up on that and run with tactical nipple and how we need to ban them.
Another reason why you should design the shirt for me, so that way
I'm
I
just saying,
have
this is a great opportunity for a new avatar. Just saying.
exactly.
Just saying.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to design that one. I've been trying to put together some good pictures for that, but yeah, I'm gonna have that figured out here soon, hopefully.
Oh, that's great.
Remember, it
I don't
needs
know
to be
how
in
I hadn't
45
heard that.
caliber.
Yeah, that's the only thing with it. She requires a 45 caliber tactical nipple.
It
Well,
is
why
my
wouldn't
favorite
she?
caliber.
Why wouldn't she?
You go big or you go home. This is Texas, Tardite.
Did you see Mia? She said her only request is that it doesn't say tactical nipple right on the boobs. that's
Yeah,
the great part of it.
I can't make any promises. Depending on how big the letters are and how much space the gun takes up, it may be there. And I may do one just for you, Mia, that it has the words on the back and the guns on the front, or, I'll figure something out for you, girl. Don't worry.
Hashtag free the nipple.
Well, what I'm going to plan on doing is, if I can get a good picture to put on there, put a good picture together, is the tactical nipple part will be right on the boobs. Have two of them.
That's awesome. You do like the crossed guns. You can do the cross guns. Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
45 tactical nipple become 50 GI when it's cold out.
Yeah, I'd totally wear that shirt. It'd be awesome. Yeah, everybody, they totally laugh at it, and I'm okay with it because I didn't know what it was called, and I still forget.
Awesome.
It's just easier to remember tactical nipple than it is on whatever it actually is called.
Well, and that's the thing with gunpowder that I'll tell y'all right now. And same thing with me. Any of these things we say that just come out completely stupid and wrong, we run with it. We really don't care.
I barely have a filter. I'm not gonna have a problem making fun of myself or laughing at myself.
Can't make fun of yourself, then you're in the wrong business.
Exactly.
Oh, definitely. So, Ghost, what's some new stuff you got going on, if any, that you can talk about? I know I kind of asked RL a little bit about what he's got going. Pretty much anything with videos or any new guns or plans on new guns coming up.
Yeah, I've got the SAR 9 coming my way pretty shortly. The Caracal Enhanced F coming my way. Possibly a couple others that are going to be added to the arsenal. I'm going to be doing some teeny on those, doing some teeny on some gear that was sent to test out, some pants and boots and belts and excuse me, some Hearing Pro. So I've got, I don't want to do it hastily. I want to get the videos out for these people, but I also I want to make sure that I do a full test and evaluation before I actually put those videos. So they'll probably be coming out in the next couple of weeks or so, and then just dropped Drill of the Month for March. A couple hours ago, I guess, is when it went live. So yeah, other than that, I'm just going to keep doing my thing. I've got some parodies that I'm writing out the script for and all of that and ideas and all of that. So it's going to be a fun month for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love that. The wanky one was just too good.
Yeah, the next one's going to be Braden with Langley Firearms Academy. It's actually going to be Fishbreak Brandon from Lonely Firearms Academy. So be on the lookout for that one.
check out the SAR-9. That actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool gun. They sent me an email earlier in the week, so they're going to get it out in the mail to me. You know what I like about it is it's the kind of like the perfect size where it's about the same size roughly as like a Glock 19, so you could carry it. But I'm actually looking into using it maybe for a little competition or you know, so it's going to be a very versatile gun because the size is kind of that perfect size, you know.
Yeah.
Got a
Of
lot
course,
of
I'm a,
interested.
I'm sorry,
that-
Earl, I didn't
that-
hear you, buddy.
yeah. Go ahead, Arlo.
I said it's kind of the same reason I was interested in checking out the Security 9 because it's pretty much the same size as the
Yeah, sure
Glock
is.
19.
Sure
That's
is.
that's about the perfect size for a carry gun that you can use for, like you said, I'd probably run them in IDPA or something.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking of is trying it out and just kind of see you know what all we can use it with because like I said it's the good thing about it is I was been talking back and forth for them and I asked them some questions on it and they did reply earlier in the week that by the end of March for those that are in states that are compliant states um, they will have the 10 round mag available by the end of this month. So if you are looking at some SAR guns by any for any reason, they're good. But if you're looking at them, they will have 10 round mags by the end of March. So that'll be kind of cool for them. And if you're in Minnesota, you know, you might end up having it, or in Ohio, you might need like a 9 round mag eventually. I don't know. Just crazy.
I've been wondering. I got to look it up because I don't know if anybody else has heard anything about that crap with them. But yeah, like I said earlier, it's just that's something that, like I said, I think they're just trying to get some slivers in of that law. There's no way they're expecting that whole thing to get through.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the
I
whole
saw 10 round mag from the last assault weapons ban.
you know the whole thing about the 10 round mag and semi-automatic weapons being banned that the semi-automatic has got no chance you know obviously there's precedence for that 10 round mag in other states. I get that, so that might very well become true in Ohio or Minnesota. But in Ohio, the one that really gets me is that red flag where if you're deemed to be unable to own a firearm, the part of me that before that, the part of me that really gets me is they can come to your home and confiscate your guns. So not only are they attacking the Second Amendment, they're attacking the Fourth Amendment. And this is, I mean, they're basically taking the Bill of Rights and throwing it out the window and say, we don't believe in it anymore. So that's what's really scary is when you start talking about confiscation or mandatory turn-ins to the police or law enforcement for destruction, well, they're not going to destroy them. They're going to sell them. So let's be real about it, you know?
Oh yeah, exactly. And the red flag laws, I want to say I even saw where Texas is. There's a lot of states that are trying to. Somebody's pushing one through. You know, so the Democrats or whoever, even some Republicans are pushing one into legislation to see if they can get some votes on it. But the red flag laws, yeah, there's a lot of states trying to get those out now. And overall, those laws, it's just they totally skip over due process, and we all know it because they just want to flag you and say you can't buy a gun beforehand, and then tell you, well, go through all this red tape to try to get your rights back.
Yeah. And if you do, all we got to do is have someone say that you're crazy and we'll come get your guns back anyways. Yeah. And I
Exactly.
I hope that all this is midterm election rhetoric, that they're trying to get this out there to boost their quote unquote abilities to take some seats in November. I know it's emotional from what's happened in the last 6 months and the last 2 weeks. I get that. But I think a lot of this is just midterm election rhetoric. I'm hoping that's what it is.
Oh, I'm fairly certain a lot of it is, especially when you got states that really haven't ran a lot of anti-gun laws into their through their legislation. I think a lot of it comes down to voting because they're hearing the outcry right now from the other side, and I think a lot of them are just trying to put it out there so that way they can go into election cycle, and even if it doesn't pass, they're like, hey, I tried. I did my part.
I think that's probably a big part of it. I mean, most people don't follow enough of their state government and what's going on, but I know, like in PA, we have an assault weapons ban that gets introduced every single session of our Congress, basically. It's the same people that put it in every year, and it's the same reason that you just said. It's so they can say, look, we tried. They won't let us pass it when they go back down to Philly to get people to vote for it.
But the downside to that, and that's, I hate that they're doing it to get the votes, but I mean, the downside to it is, and that's the reason I hate that they're doing it to get the votes, is there's going to be one of those times that there's going to be a slip up and it's going to be voted in. I say slip up, it's going to work out for them, but it'll end up getting voted in because they've got just enough seats or whatever.
Well, that's the thing here in our state. Like, we tried to get people out to vote in the last election before this, and people didn't come out, and we lost the entire PA Supreme Court is now Democrat. And now they're basically, the court has dictated that our congressional districts aren't constitutional, so they're going to gerrymander the congressional districts back so they can get more Democrat seats next time. And all that's the court doesn't have the power to do that, but again, they don't seem to care. They just overstepped their power. And that's all because people didn't come out the election before last and let the entire court go Democrat.
I did hear, and I don't know if you guys have heard this, maybe a week or two ago, that there's a push for the Ninth Circuit Court to be split. Because they're saying it has too much power, which obviously it does. But have you guys heard anything about the Ninth Circuit maybe possibly being split? That's an interesting prospect there.
I saw something on that, but I haven't honestly looked. I saw something on the Ninth Circuit Court. I just haven't seen if it was split or what it was.
Well, I saw something, and it just says that there's some talk about trying to figure out a way to split it, because it covers way too much area and it's become way too powerful. That could be huge, possibly, if they do split the Ninth up, because as of right now, it's obviously a very liberal ruling court, and it's got a lot of power right now.
Yeah, it's the biggest circuit court, and it's also the most overturned if you go back and look through it. They have, I think, it's like 90% of their rulings that go in front of the Supreme Court are overturned by the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I'm searching right now to see if I can find anything on it. I want to see what's going on with that one.
It's been talked about. I remember them talking about it back when Trump put the travel ban in, and that's kind of where they took it to Hawaii to get the Ninth Circuit to rule that. He couldn't do that when he probably could, but it was started to be kind of banning back and forth about doing it even back then, I know, but nothing ever really came of it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of articles showing it. I know there's something from last year, what I'm saying, that shows somebody talking about why it would be good. That's from like April 27th of last year, but they don't have a lot listed of splitting it now. Most of it's just their hearings. But that wouldn't be that's definitely not a bad idea.
Sorry. Yeah, I remember seeing something on a couple weeks ago, and I was like, that'd be great, but I didn't really look at, maybe it was just a guy saying it would be nice if we could or something, but I just remember seeing an article about splitting the Ninth up, and I was like, ooh, that'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, it would be, because I mean, that's, like he said, that's one of the largest ones, and I mean, yeah, you get it too liberal, and it's split really, because you got the lot of the area it covers, you got some liberal areas, but then you got a lot of conservative areas that are ending up having to pretty much deal with a liberal court there on their crap.
Okay, Al out there says the Wall Street Journal had an article from January. That might have been where I saw it, but I'll have to go look at that up and see what it says.
Yeah, I'll have to read that later and see.
Oh, my dog in.
But
come on in, buddy.
Yeah, just it's. So what is y'all's perspective? Do you think there's going to be a lot coming out through this with a lot of these laws that they're dropping right now and trying to push through? I mean, like I said, I still think they're trying to get a sliver through, and it may be a chance that something may drop, but I don't know how much will actually get through as far as federally. Statewide,
federally, I don't see a whole lot. I don't see a whole lot federally. I think that we still have enough numbers and all of that to really kind of block it federally. The state level is where I'm really concerned. Now, I don't think that there will be many states. If there is, be maybe one or two, but I do not see a state going through with this semi-automatic ban. I really don't. What I do see possibly is a lot of states going to the compliant mags, the 10-round mags or whatever. I can see some of that happening, but I don't personally see semi-automatic bans going because that's just way too out there. There's too many people that would fight the hell out of that. I think people would fight the 10-round mags, but I don't think that that's as severe of something that people I think it would suck, obviously, but I think that if anything goes, I think at a state level, a 10-round mag or something like that. But the semi-automatic stuff, no way. And I don't think there's going to be hardly anything go through on the federal side. That's just me. I hope I'm right, but, I don't know.
I'm going to say on the federal level, I think we get the Fix Nix bill is going to be going through. And I think we're on a coin flip for several of the other things that are proposed. I don't see the semi-automatic ban. That'll never go through. I don't know if magazine limits will go through. I mean, that's tough to say right now, but I also think, and like I said, bump stocks and probably binary triggers are probably both gone too. That would be my two that I think are going to get through on a federal level.
Yeah, and
oh, sorry. I said, like Ghost said, it's going to happen. The states are where it's going to get rough, I think, because New Jersey, like, already has strict laws. There's all kinds of crap they're introducing now. And I know these places like Minnesota and Ohio, where they're throwing stuff at the wall to see if it sticks, I would be amazed if they don't get something out of it.
Well, and there's one side of it we need to be really careful with. I do think that bump stocks are probably going to get hit pretty hard nationwide at the state level. But what we need to be really careful about, if it's just bump stocks, I mean, obviously I don't want anything to be regulated or anything like that. I preface by saying that. But we need to be really careful on what the bump stock laws and bills that they're proposing are going to say, because if they start talking rate of fire devices and not just bump stocks, that could be obviously very crucial to stop. But I bump stocks, I think there's going to be some bump stock stuff go through. But I just hope it's not what they call, we've all talked about this, but I hope it's not the rate of fire devices, because that could open up a whole Pandora's box that nobody wants.
Yeah, well, and and I mean, we've all, like you just said, we've all said it, but that's what's gotten kind of scary about the whole bump stock thing, is they label it a bump stock ban when you read the text, and it's any rate increasing device, that the
Right.
bill that they've been pushing recently. But I really don't think anything's going to get pushed through federally. There might be something. I think everything, like you all said, is going to be state level, and it's going to end up being certain states, because there's a lot of fully conservative states that, if you even look at what they're pushing through, and I say fully conservative, there's conservatives out there that are jumping ship, but pro-gun states that they're going the opposite direction than, for instance, Ohio or Minnesota. there's been a few of them I've seen talking about pushing, the arming teachers and things like that. So that's always a plus side, is that there's at least some states holding out and trying to battle the stupidity.
Oh yeah.
As far as good bills go, I think we might see a bunch of arming teachers bills, or at least, getting rid of as much of the federal, the gun-free school zone crap as we can. I think people are actually starting to wake up to that. Even people that I talk to that would be considered like FUDs or on the fence or something seem to be on board with getting more armed people in the school to fight back. I mean, that seems to be something that's gaining traction, at least.
Yeah, and I've heard some, even what you would consider an anti-gunner, or people on the fence, that even say that would be a reasonable thing. Not necessarily arming teachers, but at least getting security in the schools, or better security. So that will be a plus side to possibly come out of the horrific situation that happened.
Yeah. Even the anti-gunners, I think that everyone is kind of open right now, and this is maybe an opportunity we need to take, but I think everyone's open to, if you ask anybody, they're all for figuring out better ways to protect kids at school. And this might be something that we kind of play around with very, very soon, if we have some people that would be willing to talk about proposing legislation at the state level, is talk about arming teachers more, talk about getting rid of gun-free zones. These are the two major issues that could actually bring legitimate security to schools. And so even the anti-gunners that may be serious about protecting their kids, maybe, like you said, may be open to talk about some of these issues that before probably weren't ever on the table. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm trying to change a child.
I just thought I'd just put everybody to sleep. I'm sorry.
I don't miss that. I don't know if you guys saw, I put a link to an article in the Hangout side chat there. Going back to the 10-round mag limit, that was a Miami Herald article, and it basically is saying that they were showing the school shooter in Florida may have had 10-round mags. That might have been all he had, because that's what fit in his backpack. I didn't know if anybody saw anything else on that or not. That was something I meant to try and look into, but I've been working my tail off the last couple of days. I haven't had a chance to.
Say something.
Something.
Sorry, I was talking to Gunpowder. I didn't even realize I was unmuted.
I'm just messing with you.
She walks in behind me, so I was just telling her to speak up.
So wait a minute, you talked to Gunpowder by telling her to speak? Oh man.
Speak.
Yeah, and he's still alive. Yeah.
Well, ain't no problem with it. Ain't no problem with getting her to speak.
Tardot, that's one.
Ooh.
Can she balance a treat on her nose, though?
Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on the chat with Mia and Vanessa, but they're talking leather and whips. Not really sure, just saying.
All right, I'll be back. I'm going to head down to the YouTube chat.
Right?
Well, we got to watch out, because Midnight might get a little too excited there.
I don't know if they've got a person that makes leather and whips and all of that. Send me a link. I might need to stock up on some things if Tardot keeps telling me to speak.
50 Shades of Tardot.
Oh, Tardot would probably end up 50 Shades of something.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
Oh, this chat is getting horrible. Of course, this is what happens when you do free for all.
That's what that's all for, though. It's good. It's that's the great thing about these chats is, they're still engaged in the chat, but yet they're having their own conversations, and that's what makes it so much fun.
Yeah, and that's like you said, that's the great part about it, having them. And that's why I like, usually, even if I'm not on the panel, I love just getting on the chats, is just to see what's being said half the time.
Oh yeah, I think that's what most people go
Yeah,
to Yankees chats for.
And we get to learn who likes whips and leather. So, I mean, that's a big bonus.
That's right.
I'm a big fan of whips and leather.
Wow. Bow wow.
I wonder if Rich knows how far down the rabbit hole this is going tonight.
I just want to make sure that
Probably not.
my room in Tulsa is nowhere near y'all's, because
Well, I just reserved ours earlier today, so. Which I know I'm looking forward to that one, and I don't know. Has there been anybody else that has confirmed they're going? I know we're still waiting on Night Strike, who's holding out, but
I think pretty
y'all
much
heard about us?
I think pretty much everyone that's been in the chats is pretty much going. So it's gonna, they started out with 22 or 23. We might end up with 15, 16, 17. That's still a really solid number. We had like 7 or 8 or 9 last time, so that's double what we had in November. So that's awesome.
Yeah, well, I know Rocall was talking about going now, and I think he's already actually set up. I think he set up his hotel and everything already.
Great.
Yeah, he's worried about me and Cindy sitting there hanging out. Sorry about your bad luck.
Well, that's what it is.
It's going to be awesome.
I want to say Clover's bringing Armintha. At least that's the last I heard.
Yes. Us gun gals are all going to be there. It's going to be fabulous.
Y'all going to have to do a live gun gals chat from Tulsa.
Exactly.
Clover's taking his wife there, Ghost. Are you going to be rooming with Night Strike if he goes down, or how's that working out?
Kiss my rear end, dude. No way would that happen.
He's gonna be doing pull-out couch or his own room.
I will do a pull-out couch, or I will very happily spring for my own room at that point. If I have to get stuck with Night Strike, yeah, love him. Probably not going to room with him.
Maybe I'll go.
I could just imagine him.
If he rooms with you.
I could just imagine him waking up at 3 a.m. Shut up, be infringed. Golly.
Just the nightmares he's having.
Oh.
Of all the infringing that's happening around him.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind hanging out with. I gotta. What?
I promise I'm not bringing any.
We're not talking about it during the day. We're talking about at night, Clover. Hotel rooms.
Yeah, Clover, I'm sending you a link right now if I can get it to load up. But yeah, Gunpowder.
Just for the record, that was not me. This is not me.
No, I saw the name pop up. I was the last one to go, and it was Gunpowder.
Okay.
Do not blame me for that. I am not taking the blame for this, Tardot.
Gunpowder, what do you keep doing? You keep putting me out of the call.
It's Tardot's fault. It's Tardot's fault, not mine.
I'm pretty sure you hear that quite a bit, don't you?
Oh yeah. In fact, the deal when we got married, she told me that it would have to be my fault, and then I could always be right.
Yes, you are always right as long as it is never my fault.
That's interesting. Interesting there. I like that.
Yeah, well, it made it kind of complicated when I tried to say that I was right, or that it wasn't my fault, that it was her fault.
That was not part of the deal, sir.
Oh, there goes the neighborhood.
Clover. Yeah, there went the neighborhood. There's Clover.
That's the leprechaun in the chat.
So yeah, Clover, we're not really planning, I think, on hanging out all day. We're talking about at night, man.
Got work to do at night too.
Okay. Are you guys gonna do like a
Well,
call?
I'm definitely not going to stay with you and Arminta about that.
I said work.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take some time, at least enjoy myself a little bit while we're there.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you consider it work, because I mean, I'm gonna plan on doing doing some of the producing and stuff that I can while I'm there. But I'm looking more at doing like a lot of hangouts in the off time when it's not at the shows themselves too.
Yeah, the
Going live
opportunity
and
to go
getting
live is
information
going to
out.
be awesome with everybody there, you know.
Yeah, and that's going to be the great part, I think, is being able to have all of us in front of camera. Almost, it seems like it's going to be all the time.
Oh yeah, they're going to get their fix, that's for sure.
So everybody's heading in there like, well, not everybody, but are y'all heading in there Thursday or Friday?
I'll be
Yeah,
getting
we're
there. I'll leave first thing Friday morning and get there, you know, right before 10 at J.M. Davis before it opens up on Friday morning.
At this point, I think we'll probably go in, be there Thursday night late.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're planning for at this point too.
It's not bad. It's only like about 3.5, 4 hour max drive for me, so I can get up at 6 and head on out and get there by 10. So I think I left at 6 o'clock. So I got there at 9:30, so it's perfect. It's not bad.
So Clover, what's been going on with you? You know, we all kind of hit our what's been happening lately. Anything new? What's been going on with you?
Oh, not a lot today.
All right. Well, the chat's just kind of died here, I guess.
And a few words right there.
Well, we could always go back and talk about covering your tactical nipples.
True. Clover, what do you use to cover your tactical nipples with?
Boar butter, usually.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, the thought just, we were talking about whips and leather and now boar butter. That's just a strange combination for one chat.
Boar butter, tactical nipples, leathers, and whips. I mean, I'm just saying that's a free for all right there for you.
Yep.
I would have guessed Clover would have used oil on his.
It's oil, not oil.
I know, I don't have your guys' accent down.
Are you whispering to us, Gunpowder, or are you whispering to the baby?
I'm not talking. That's the baby. I thought I was muted. My apologies.
No problem.
You're okay. She wants to join in the chat. I mean, hopefully she doesn't have any input on the
I hope not.
tactical nipple thing. I don't want her having any input on that.
No, but every time she hears that word, she giggles. So it's kind of funny.
Well, I know I'm cutting it short right after I invited Clover, but I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I don't know if anybody else, if y'all are sticking around, that's fine. I'm going to leave it live since it's on unloaded media.
There you go. Thanks for having me, bro.
Not a problem.
Yeah, thanks, Turtle.
He says he's going to
This was
jump out. He
fun.
wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went real quick.
Maybe you had to poop.
Oh no, maybe. What?
Hey, where's your what's his name? Your future son-in-law there, Ghost. We could get him on here maybe. See what he thinks of
Oh,
tactical
man.
control.
He was here for a few days and then went back home. So the boy left with a different perspective, I think.
That's good.
Yeah, he's all right. He seems like a nice kid. But yeah, it's what it is.
I may have to see if you can teach a class for dads with daughters on how to act when the boyfriends come around, because Tardot kind of worries me when little Miss
I
gets
mean,
to
I
the
don't know
age
if
of dating.
I don't know if you want me to be the one that teaches dads how to act around daughters' boyfriends, because I might have a little different approach than some.
Well, our idea is, when they start dating and, you tell them to have her home at a certain time. Tardot's great idea is hand them a shotgun shell and tell them that it goes faster after they come home later.
That would work. That would work. Yeah, I don't see any problem in that.
Yep, every minute they come home later, it goes faster.
Me and Midnight are hatching a plan. Since you guys are going to be in Tulsa, we're taking over all your time slots.
Well, my time, not going to affect my time slot because mine's on Tuesday. But yeah, there will be. I would imagine that Clover will still go Thursday night and Friday night. Yeah, there might be some time slots that are open though. Survival of the fittest, man.
And Midnight says we're taking over YouTube.
Midnight's trying to take over YouTube.
Yep, I think so. It's going to be all food chat for a whole weekend.
God help us if that happens. Okay, what? All right, there, Travis. That was that's a warning shot across the bow. We can do this if you want now, brother. I'd rather not, but because once I go full asshole mode, things can get a little different.
What'd he do?
Sounds like Midnight's getting a little big for his britches in the chat.
Oh, he just says Ghost just sits in the corner cleaning the impact, staring at him and chewing on crayons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he says to scare the boyfriends. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about in Tulsa. All right. No, I understand that. I thought you were talking about me at Tulsa, just sitting there chewing crayons.
Well, then you
What's up,
have
Gary?
to room with Night Strike. It wouldn't be right for you to bring crayons and not in the
There
movie.
is.
Night Strike
I can guarantee you, RL, for two reasons that I won't stay with Night Strike. One, no way in hell. Two, Night Strike ain't coming. As much as I'd love to see him, I just don't see it happening. I wish he would. I wish he would.
How much more money does he need? I forget.
I don't know. What's up?
No, I'm not muted. What was it?
Like 150 was the last I heard
That he needed or he had?
that he needed. He's at 150.
Oh.
He's wanting to hit a quarter of his goal on his page.
Yeah, he was. So a quarter of his goal is 300. So he's trying to get to 300 is what he said he'd go if he got.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Which I'm trying to find.
He just auctioned off one of the blue dresses.
Blue dress is if he hits like his full goal or his extended goal.
I'm saying he should auction one of them off for like a charity for it. He'd probably be able to get at least close to it. He'd probably still have more than one.
I mean, if he did just a fundraiser to wear the blue dress, he would, if he just marketed as that, yeah, I think he could make some decent money.
Well, and he did say the other day he's got some plans. I don't remember what all he said that he's waiting on over the next week. He's got something coming through. He's trying to get together that might put him over the edge to be able to go.
Okay, well, sweet. I hope so. I know at one point he said that I don't know the validity of it, but he at one point said he would be willing maybe to sell one of his ARs or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, that may have been what he was talking about. I can't remember for sure.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Chloe, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot, man. I'm on a downhill slide. Just relaxing.
Yeah, you sound like either you're upset or tired or something.
No, I'm tired. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Did you get that shoot today?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I moved a smoker and moved a freezer and.
Oh man.
Oh man, you did El Manuel labor today, huh?
Yeah.
How is Manuel doing?
I think he fell asleep on you.
He might have.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here. Yeah, I was looking into some patches earlier. I'm almost out, so. But I want PVC. I want PVC patches, and I don't know. That's going to be. I'm waiting to get an email back from Angelina. See what she says.
Yeah, they're kind of pricey, but
yeah.
But they are good quality.
Our little order for kind of test shirts to come in. They were supposed to be in today. Because I know we got some giveaways we're going to do because we ordered 2 to do giveaways, and so yeah, there's a little announcement for YouTube. But yeah, we ordered 2 to do giveaways and 2 for ourselves, and haven't seen them yet.
How long ago was that?
They were supposed to come in today, so their chances are if they're not in today, they're going to be like probably Monday.
Okay. All right.
It'll depend on who they're coming in through. It could be tomorrow.
USPS.
Oh, then it'll be Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, go check out Indiegogo for Night Strike, guys. If you guys are wanting to see him in a blue dress in Tulsa, then that's the link to go check it out.
Midnight says he'll do karaoke. Maybe we can do like a duet with Night Strike to raise money on there.
I think that I think he should go live and do karaoke to raise money. Do a karaoke-a-thon or something,
I'd give him money to make him stop, probably.
Just demonetize the video, so it's not a big deal, and go with it, man.
Yeah, let's get him singing some. Let's get him singing some Shania Twain or something.
I feel like a woman.
Yeah.
Ooh. Feel like a woman. Dun, dun.
With the blue dress.
That was awesome.
Have them do Lady Marmalade and I'm Every Woman by Shaka Khan or whatever her name is.
Don't forget, It's Raining Men.
It's Raining Men. Fantastic idea.
Yes.
Love it.
I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. That'd be a great one.
Maybe we could get them some of the kitty hats that they were wearing down in D.C. to wear while they do it.
I mean, it just makes good for good TV, man. I'm telling you. I don't even want to know what the link is you put out there, Midnight. I'm not even going to check it out.
I'm a little nervous to click on the link since it is coming from Midnight.
Not gonna click it. Nope, not gonna fall for that one. Yeah, I'll probably watch it. Hold on, let me go see what it is.
I'll take your word on whatever it is.
The link didn't pop up.
Okay. He put one of Braden's videos up.
Well, I was fixed to say, probably more Braden.
Yeah, it is.
My
Were you on
iPad
earlier when I
let it come
kind of
up.
spilled the beans? It's gonna be Fish Break Brandon from Lonely Firearms Academy.
I love that one. Fish Break Brandon.
Lonely Firearms Academy.
Lonely Farms Academy. Yep. Brothers. Gotta use the word brothers. Gotta refer to brothers. Hey, brothers.
It's gonna be a 3-part video. We're gonna do the Swedish fish, with the fish break muzzle break. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about the ever popular NATO pink tipped rounds that are Barbie piercing projectiles. And then we're going to talk about his AR build. It's going to be a Nerf gun or something. That'd be hilarious. I can't wait to film that one. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm still waiting. Apparently, Gary's going to do one for Ellis DeGeneres. That'll be a great one to see. Oh, Demolition Matt will definitely. It'll be probably Dr. Demolition is what I'll probably call him. But that will be mentioned at least 27 times. Yeah. I might try to get a t-shirt made that just says, I love demo. It'll be fun, though. I've got a lot of cool parodies planned. It's going to take a while to get them all done, but there's some good ones.
I can't wait.
I do. I believe you're right, Gary. I think Clover might need to do a demo parody.
No.
Demolition
No.
Ranch.
No. He's got the channel power. He would probably complain to YouTube and get my channel dropped because mine would not be nice at all. I would get 4-H kids to help me. It would be a horrible, horrible video.
Oh, that would be so good, though. Oh, that'd be classic.
Like walking down the sidewalk and he'd be like, Demo Matt, can we get your autograph? And I like push him off the sidewalk.
Into an oncoming car or something.
Right.
Oh, goodness. Midnight keeps asking to see some tactical nipples. Yeah, that sounds like a personal problem to me, kid.
Midnight, quit harassing Mia. Tactile.
All right, Midnight. I'm almost back to the yard here. I'll hook you up when I can get pulled over.
Oh, boy. That's an Instagram post that no one needs to see.
I bet it'd go viral.
It probably would.
If you post it on Instagram, make sure to click the Facebook and Twitter buttons when you do it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to see what subs I gain from that.
You'd probably get a whole bunch of fans after that post.
Yeah, but are those the fans you really would want, though?
Probably not.
I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah, speaking of that, I don't know if anybody's seen Mac, Tim Hilton channel, the latest deal about him being on Fox News and Yahoo News or whatever, and he's like, I hadn't hardly seen any spike in views or subs or anything with that, and I'm thinking that might be a good thing, dude. Do you
Right.
not realize it's about engagement and watch time? It's not about views and subs. I'm thinking, man, that really shows you how the big channels don't seem
That's
to
what they
have a
care about,
grasp
though.
on. They don't have a grasp on how things actually work. And then when they have YouTube problems, it's always YouTube. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all they're looking at is subs and views because that's the analytics that they take to these companies for sponsorships and gear and all
Yeah.
that is
Yeah, that's
subs
true.
and views. That's all they care about anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is, your watch time and your engagement can be, because at SHOT Show I had multiple conversations about that. Your watch time and your engagement means that you're likely to have a higher conversion.
Exactly.
You know, just because you put it in front of a million people doesn't mean anybody's gonna buy it or pay attention to the product or spread the word on that product or anything else.
Yeah, I would love to, see, and I don't know if there's any way, unless they do like a discount code or something like that. But I would love to see the conversion rate from, let's say, Tim or someone on a product that people actually convert into buying because of that. And I would love to see any analytics on that.
Yeah, we talked about the other night though. You won't ever be able to see any behind the scenes stuff on there, so it's all
Right.
just going to be speculation. I'm sure they have a pretty good. He probably has a decent conversion on some stuff.
Yeah, if Tim would probably have as good as anybody, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Tim, the thing about Tim is not one of your entertainment types, your Hickox and your demos and your stuff like that. I can see them not having a very high conversion. I would think Tim's a little more real and a little more trustworthy sounding.
And I would
say
Suits probably would have a good one too.
Yeah, Suits too. So I mean, I would think their conversion probably wouldn't be that bad. It would be decent.
Yeah. Oh, holy cow.
All right, guys, I'm going to duck out here. I got to go put fuel in my truck and get wrapped up for the night. So have a good one.
Hey, be safe out there, RL.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Yep, thanks for the invite.
So, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Mia has a question for you out there, Clover. Did you see that?
No. I'm on mobile.
Okay, it says, Clover, is YouTube your job?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah.
One of them. Certainly.
It takes enough time to be a full-time job, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're going to do it right. I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You got 4 hours a week on live stream, and then you got prep time for those 4 hours of live stream, and then plus any produce that goes on, plus any
other panels you're on.
Yeah, plus sitting on panels, plus any of the education learning stuff that I do to keep up and all that. So yeah, I mean you probably spend 40 hours on it.
There you go.
That is pretty awesome.
And it pays about 15 cents an hour.
Yeah. Other than that, it's like working in China at a sweatshop,
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more fun than that.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's more fun than working in a sweatshop.
Yeah, I'd say that for sure.
It'll get there. I mean, I see the affiliate stuff. I was a little surprised that my Amazon, it deposited, I don't know, a couple days ago, and it was, I don't know, $20 something more than what I had it figured at,
Nice.
Which was strange. So apparently in the last few days of the month or something, I don't check that all the time, obviously.
Right. Right.
Last few days of the month, somebody jumped on there and apparently bought a bunch of stuff. So cool.
It's pretty cool.
Can't beat that.
So, and the only thing, and I've had the True Spec. I could be it too. Maybe, I don't know, but I've had the True Spec. That True Spec belt has been in my influencer store, and I've got the link in that video too. So
Right.
I don't know. Maybe there's some stuff going on with that. We don't have an affiliate link for them or nothing or any kind of. We don't have anything.
All right.
So.
Midnight's got a question for you and I both. He says, "Do you guys actively try to get hooked up with bigger channels like Hank or Such?" Negative.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no desire to get hooked up with the bigger channels.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I've left voicemails and calls just waiting on Matt from Demo Ranch to get back with me. He's my hero. I want to be. No.
I do my thing.
Actively see what are you going to do? I mean, other than here's what I want to see. I don't want to get hooked up. I mean, I don't know what that means. So maybe we need to have some non-Mohawk boy language stuff going on.
I would assume, anyway. Are you talking about doing like some collaborations or anything? Because I have no desire to do collaboration with bigger channels.
No, me neither. And I mean, I don't want him to like shout me out or anything like that. But I would like lines of communication.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like for these rallies and this other stuff, I would like for some of these bigger channels to realize that they're not rock stars. They're YouTube creators like the rest of us. And I would like to be treated that way. But outside of that, but I mean, Such, I've had Such showed up at the rally and talked with Night Strike, and I mean, how lowly can you get, right? So, but no, I've never met Such, but I've had conversation through message and email and whatever with Such. So,
all right, he says not hooked up, but like working together on a panel with them. I mean, I'm not going to.
Well, Such doesn't do panels. He
doesn't do panels. And Hank,
I don't know that I could get along with Hank. I don't protect. I mean, Hank, but I don't know. Hank,
if Hank ever asked me to be on the show, then I'd be on the show. But I'm not going to email him and say, "Hey, I'd love to be on your show." I'm not ever.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask. I've got no desire to be on his show. If he thinks there's a need for me to be on there, then that's one thing. But
and it would have to be on a topic that I'm pretty serious about too.
Yeah. Yeah, but they get off. Hank and them, they get off on a lot of weird stuff, and I don't know. Like I said, it's an okay show. That's one of them that you put on, you listen to, whatever. It's kind of like Yankees. It's a different style.
I tell you, it would probably never happen, but there would be someone that if I ever could get on his show, I would really enjoy, since I enjoy him and his content. And that would be Crowder. I'm a big fan of Steven Crowder, and not that it'll ever happen, but if that ever did happen, that's the one show that I would probably like to be on, just because I like to talk. He's very intelligent. He's very open-minded, and he doesn't take himself too seriously. That's why I like him a lot, I guess.
Yeah. Steven Crowder's pretty cool.
Well, my wife says you guys did hook up with TAC, but I don't think of TAC as this unapproachable.
Well, here's the thing. Once there's somebody that's a bigger channel, that realizes, because just because you're a bigger channel don't mean nothing.
Right. The funny thing is, TAC reached out to us a lot, which is interesting.
Flip through the dictionary for proof and see Braden with Langley Firearm Academy. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things where when you've got a bigger creator that realizes that you're just another creator like them,
right?
Then there's no, it's just like meeting G. It's just like the whole whatever we've talked about this before. There's once you're all on the level as creators, then you don't get starstruck. There's nothing like that goes on. Same other than Hickok being 83 foot tall.
Right. Right.
And that being very intimidating. As far as him being Hickok was not intimidating, right?
No, it's just
So-
the fact that he made me look like a freaking
Oh
midget.
my
you know?
God, it was crazy. we kept, you know, we were literally like what? We were like 50 yards behind him, right?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And we walked and we walked and we walked and we walked and we're like, good Lord, you know, surely, you know, he was so
Well, hell,
tall.
I'm double timing because he's taking normal steps. You know.
I know he was like 6 steps to one step to our 6 or something, man. He kept pulling away and he was walking slow. I'm like, my God.
And John's bigger than he is.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
no, you know, there's nothing like that. And I mean, it's the same way we did. I'm trying to think of the other ones that we were in the media room or whatever.
Yeah.
Of course, Emil's not a big,
You know,
not a big
Emil-
channel, but look at Jeff.
but he's got a
and-
big following. You know, overall.
But look at
you know?
Jeff and JJ. I mean, they've been
Yep.
on shows multiple times now, and heck, who else? Brickell and
I
mean,
think the
several of
ones
that.
that. Yeah, I think the
I
ones
talked to
that.
Liberty Doll. That's been put out there, and I mean, so
Yeah.
talking about stuff.
Well,
and
hell,
messing up.
I've been talking back and forth with Julie quite a bit, so that's
Yeah.
cool. But
Yeah.
you know, the thing that I like about it is a lot of the guys that we've kind of guys and gals, but the people that we've been kind of hooking up with and becoming friends with that are these bigger entities in the world. I think they appreciate, and this is just something, you know, for everyone out there. If you're ever around these people, don't act any different. Don't treat them like they're anything. I think the reason why they like us is because we're ourselves with them, and we're not starstruck. And they some people like that. You know, some people they like to be normal. You know, and they kind of attach themselves to people that they can be themselves around and not have to act like this personality. You know.
Well, that was the way when you run into Joe at SHOT Show. You were like, "Hey, Joe,"
Yeah.
and he just turned around and he was like, "What?"
Exactly.
You know, just like he was anybody else there. You know, it was crazy.
And I think he was trying to be just anybody else there. You know, he
Yeah.
was just kind of there, just looking at stuff. He wasn't there to do anything. He was just
Right.
looking at guns. You know.
Yeah, and that's what Danny was telling me. Danny from Full Mag Sports. I guess it's when we went out to eat or something.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how he seen Lou Ferrigno there. And
Oh, really?
yeah, and
How can you not see Lou Ferrigno? I must have missed him.
yeah, I missed him. Well, we missed a lot of people. And if you'll notice, this is something for next year to pay attention to. Is that app? The app
Yeah.
will tell you when certain people were at certain booths.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know, if you really wanted to run
I spent
into
most of
people,
my time
just to-
downstairs anyway, so most of them weren't going to be down there.
They were most of those
regardless.
were upstairs. Yeah, they were at the
Yeah.
big boy booths. But you know, if you did want to at least run into people just to say hey and you know, maybe snap an Instagram pic or something,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
you know, it's right there in the SHOT Show app. But the thing is, you got to have time. And I mean, if
Yeah.
you're working it, you know, and you're on such a tight schedule that we were on all the time, then it's kind of hard to
That might
break
have to
free
be
and
the
go up
swag
and go
day.
up two floors and try to search for a booth, and you know, you don't got time for all that. But anyway, he was talking about the Lou Ferrigno thing, and Lou wouldn't even take a picture with him. He said, "Man, I'm just here being a regular person, man. I don't want to be rude." So,
Yeah.
but
I didn't know that Lou Ferrigno was a gun guy.
he may not be. What's his name
That's
was
true.
there?
Yeah.
You know,
Punisher. Yeah.
yeah,
Not sure what his name is.
He's supposedly not a gun guy, and he was there, you know, cashing in on his gun guy fame,
Yes.
Yes. basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's yeah, I mean, once you get into that, I mean, you just kind of see you're on the, you know, all
Yeah,
on the same
I've
level,
never had
more or
any
less,
desire to, you know,
you know.
to intentionally try to be around the bigger channels. If it happens, then great, you know. And
Yeah.
I want to do my thing, and if the bigger channels like what I'm doing and they want to invite me or whatever, then that's cool. But it's because they might like my stuff. It's not because I'm trying to.
Yeah, no, and I'm
do all that
grateful
shit.
and I'm thankful. I mean, to be
Oh, yeah.
able to,
Oh yeah.
You know, to be able to hang out with Tack like we do and everything, that's awesome, man. And Ross and
Yeah.
Googler and all them, that's awesome, man. You know, and it's appreciated that they, you know, that they do that. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm not starstruck by it either.
Oh
You
no.
know? And I'm not ultimate fanboy like Braden would be. You know.
Can you imagine Braden at SHOT Show just falling around demo, just falling like a little puppy dog?
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. I know.
That would be
Anyways,
funny.
it would be funny.
I would
'Cause I would have
probably
to- I would
video it
follow-
just
I would go live with my camera following Braden, following demo.
Right.
yeah, I
just-
was about to
That'd
say
be
that
hilarious.
would be yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the
Yeah.
funniest part is just watching someone follow somebody like a little kid or something because they're,
Right.
as you call them, fanboys.
Mr. Character, can I have an autograph, please, sir?
He might because he's
Oh,
not a
loser.
kid. He might give him an autograph.
What a freaking loser.
That was a low blow. But it's
You
true.
know what I'd do with his autograph? We got to keep it PG. I can't tell you.
Burn it.
No, that's not what I was going to say. I was gonna,
help you out there.
I was gonna use a line from The Rock. So I was,
Ooh.
you know, I'll keep it PG. It's all good.
It would be funny, but I think that's the biggest thing is a lot of people, they don't. Now you said PG, and I'm reminding myself that I got to keep it PG.
Travis is trying to explain fanboy to Mia. He said I'll have to show him some videos later.
Don't know
Mia's
what
trying to figure
fanboy.
out what
Oh, about the. Yeah.
about Braden.
I don't know. He may have taken some of that stuff down because, you know, that most of that happens on live streams. I remember one live stream that he mentioned Matt from Demo Ranch like 45,000 times in 30 minutes.
Right.
Oh my goodness!
But he may have taken that down because, you know, it got to the point that we were punking him so bad in them live.
Oh, some of those comments were awesome. Oh, that's why he doesn't do live anymore. I'm convinced.
Yeah. And if I can guarantee you if YouTube allows the comments to replay, that he'll do one or two things. He either won't do live streams, or he won't.
He'll have to step up his game. One of the two.
He'll delete them. He'll delete them after they go to replay or something.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he's gonna want the people in the comments like out there.
No, not at all.
You know, and it's sad.
Now,
it's
do you
so
think? Let me ask you
sad
this.
because that's what ticks me off the most about Braden is that how many times have we reached out to him? We're like, dude, you know,
We're begging him to come on the show.
You're a running joke, dude. Come on and come over to the dark side with us, and you know, come on. And we tried and tried and tried and tried, but he's got these grand aspirations of, you know, it's be Demo Ranch or nothing for him, or something. You know, I don't understand his mentality. And he ignores any type of engagement, comments, emails.
He won't. I'm saying he won't even reply to comments on his videos.
No,
he won't.
Not even to random people. Not even. It's not like it's just to us. I get that.
Yeah.
But he didn't even reply. Did you see Tack that commented under me when I schooled him the other day? And I thought maybe he might comment because you remember that time he said that Tack really helped him get a bunch of subs or something.
Yeah, and Tack was like, "Huh?
Who is he? Who are you talking about? Who's that?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I think I mentioned him sometime in the chat or something."
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a question, and this goes to Gunpowder, anybody on the chat as well. With the new chat box being visible now for chats, do you think that there will be an increasing amount of trolls during chats just because they want to see their comments on the live streams and replay?
I don't know that most of them will catch on that it's even the thing. To be honest with you. Because how many of those trolls actually watch anything that's replay? And that's the only way you're going to know unless you've been following the YouTube changes, right?
Right.
So if they're just viewers that are trolls that just see something goes live and they click on it, they're not gonna know anyway. So
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, I mean, like I said, you're gonna have mods. You're gonna have plenty of mods. Mods are gonna have to do their job as far as the channel, and
Yeah.
that's what they're there for. That's why I tied my mod status to my Patreon.
Yeah.
I couldn't obviously at first, so I've got some grandfathered, but then after that, it's tied to that because I mean those people have a vested interest in the channel. They care about the channel. They care about the content, obviously, or they wouldn't be patrons. So, it's a good way to get good mods as far as from my perspective, anyway.
Let's see here. Mia says she watches Rebel Media channels that show their live chats, and the trolls are out of control. They're not mean, but just funny.
Well, there's a difference between being funny. We pick on each other and do this, all the time, but that's a lot different than,
a true troll.
Actual troll, yeah, with the inappropriateness and the name calling and the, or whoever the heck it was the other night. And was that in your chat? Is that on your?
Yeah.
Every Second Matters or whoever, the Travi Collective or who?
Yeah, the
is
Travi
that?
Collective. I don't know.
I still didn't figure out who that was.
And see, I let it go for a while because I thought it was just one of our buddies that
they just kept on and kept on with the stupid.
They kept on
stuff.
and kept on it. So after a while, that's why I was happy they got rid of them. But the first couple, I let it go because I thought it was just one of our buddies who just started that channel up and was just being funny. And then I was like, okay, enough's enough. And I think Gary.
After you've done it for 2 hours, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Mia's she sees through the smoke and mirrors. She said this Braden guy has 60,000 subs. I thought you said 6,000. Maybe they're bought. That has been discussed.
Yeah,
we have discussed that's very possible that happened early on his channel.
Yeah. Because you could, I mean, you would think that if they were dead subs, then you would think that, and I haven't really looked to see when this channel was started either. But you would think if they were dead subs that YouTube would have done filtered them out by now. So I mean, odds are he probably didn't.
Yeah. Now Midnight says that Travi
you got to look
that
Travis ammo.
Is great.
That ammo video, the one that we were making fun of. See,
got million views.
It's got nearly like 1 million views. So I mean, to gain 60,000 subs or heck even 50,000 subs off of 1 million views, that's a pretty low ratio, honestly.
Yeah.
So
right.
He just hit a video at the right time with the band, and he got like most channels, he got lucky. For the most part, we all work our tails off.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, and like I said, I don't want to take away from the work they put into it, but they got lucky.
Yeah.
But
they hit the right time at the right place.
That's what we do, is we work our tails off, and I mean, something trends, something breaks free, then I mean we can get lucky too.
Mohawk says that the Travi Collective he believes Travis is great. Well, that would make sense because I haven't seen Travis is great in a while, so that would make sense.
Either. Well, I don't know why he would. He usually participates. I don't know why he would just keep on and keep on and keep on.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I need to put out a video that the Travis Collective is dead and try to.
The Travi Collective is no more.
Yeah.
You had a good run.
Yeah, it's 28 days later. Sorry, it's done fed on itself. It's over. The Travi have eaten themselves. It's done. Okay.
Well, I'm very happy.
Giving somebody a nickname, giving somebody a nickname or embracing a gaffe or something like that, I get. Yeah. But the whole Travi Collective thing was above and beyond and annoying.
Yeah, that was me and Matt's fault. I have a feeling because we were on one of Ellis's chats and we were talking about it, and Matt went down a rabbit hole for half an hour on the Travi, and
Oh yeah, I know.
but it's one of those things where, like I said, it's played its course, but and all that. But yeah, it's Vanessa's out there, and I want to say something because Vanessa's been out on supporting all the chats the last week or so, and it's really nice to have her in there. Obviously, having another female in the firearm industry. She's also a teacher. I think she's going to start heading up the Early Watch Connecticut page on Instagram. So we appreciate you supporting everybody, and I'm glad you're enjoying everyone's shows. And that's what this little community is all about: is learning and hanging out and supporting each other. So welcome to the dark side, Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
We have really awesome cookies.
Yeah.
Brownies too, occasionally.
Or else I should go back to the tree people. The tree people lives still matter.
Tree people. Lizard people and the dirt people. God, I hate the dirt people. All the funding they get from the government is horrible. We're not going to go into that though.
No.
I was about to say I must have missed that chat on the tree
Allenby
people.
This was several months ago.
Pro's very first free for all. That's all I got. Just go. It's there. It's
it was a 3-hour travesty of a show, but it was amazing. It was amazing.
It went south in about 15 minutes. So there's about 2 hours and 45 minutes of absolute rabbit hole.
Let me just tell you what happened. Is he went live for the very first time and decided to put the Hangout link in the chat on YouTube, if that explains anything.
That's all you have to say right there. I mean, you never know what kind of people are going to show up.
And we took full advantage of that.
I'm wondering if my very first one, was it my very first one, or like I've done 2 or 3 maybe or something. I can't remember now. It's even up on my channel. I'll have to go back and look. Or if you really want to thumb through all the videos, you could go back and look. But I fired up and I did that. I didn't know any better really at the time. I wasn't thinking about it because I was like, okay, if I show like 2 people and there was some people chatting. And I didn't realize that like if they didn't at the time, if they didn't comment, then it didn't really show up, or whatever. And so I did that. I was like, wanted them to come in. It was like a buddy of mine or something. Yeah. So I threw it in there, and the next thing you know, I get this dude from New York City that's talking about.
Was it John?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't John. No, this dude was. He was like a teenager or something. Yeah. It sounded that way anyway. But anyway, he was talking about how he lived down the street from this like Jehovah's Witness commune, and the Jehovah's Witness are part of the Illuminati, and they're like running this like human trafficking, sex trade, slave trade thing or whatever. And he went all off on this like 45-minute rant about the Illuminati, Jehovah's Witnesses in New York City. So, and that's when I learned don't drop the link in the chat on YouTube.
Yeah. But it was so. What made it so good is Alan is the kind of person that could just roll with random people jumping in his chat. It would drive me nuts, but Alan could roll with it and actually live through it.
Well, that's the way they do. You go over to like it's not Revolver Rich anymore. It's like Rich 1911 or something. He changed it. Right. I don't know what that whole group. I call it the Allenby Pro Entourage, but I don't know what that whole group. They change their names all the time, like Janice Gay, or whatever. I don't know what their deal is with changing their names, but that Scotsman doesn't. I think Scotsman's the only one.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you ever watch theirs, Rich was on earlier, and if you've ever watched theirs, they don't drop it into the chat, but I mean, there's people in and out. Seems like on their stuff all the time.
RL says, "Hey guys, this isn't your channel. Drop the link." This is Unloaded Media's channel. Go ahead and drop the link.
I had sat there the other night I
Like,
dropped the
what?
link in, and it was like one of the Insomniac chats, and it had
Yeah.
gone every conversation you could think of until like 6 o'clock in the morning. And our that guy's wife was getting ready, cooking breakfast and stuff, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're awake!" And I was like, "Yeah." It's one of those Insomniac checks, but everybody on gun channels had hopped on, and they're like, "I thought this was on gun channels." I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing. I just posted the link. I'm still learning this stuff." And so it was one of those chats that it just went to every conversation other than the one that I had started with.
Right.
Yeah.
Now they're talking about midnight was talking about the night after Alan's first chat is we were all hanging out into the lobby, late night lobby, telling everybody about it. Now, this was way back because the late night chats are much different than they were several months ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. They weren't nearly as
It's
weird
taken-
as they are now.
Okay, hold on just a second. Do you have to watch this? I mean, for real. My wife was watching Snakes in a Plane, and I
Really?
terrified of snakes, so I'm trying not to.
There is
And she's
3
laughing.
lines of dialogue in that entire movie, so you can go ahead and mute it. It really don't matter.
I'm not. The muting thing has nothing to do with it. I
You
just
don't like
hate
the whole
snakes.
snake thing?
Oh, I'm
That's such
terrified
a
of
dumb
snakes.
movie. God, but that's
I
such
like
a dumb
snakes.
movie.
I don't like spiders or scorpions.
Yeah. I don't know.
Snakes on a plane. God, wait.
Yeah, Travis was saying if you watch Alan's first one, it was him and Gil for a while. It was about an hour into it when we all jumped on. So skip to about the hour mark, and then you'll start seeing the craziness.
Yeah, I remember it was
transpires.
something. It was something like that. Yeah, yeah. We completely hijacked it and kind of derailed the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did a
it was
really good
funny
job.
though.
But yeah, the late nights are really. I don't know. They've gotten better now that now that there's multiple lobbies and stuff going on.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own room, their own chat room or whatever.
Right.
And I say it's gotten better. It's because there's multiples. There's probably still weirdness going on somewhere. I'm sure. But
Oh, I'm sure.
other than
yeah.
Smeggies, I don't know that I've jumped into one. Like
I jumped into a lobby a couple of days ago in the middle of the day. It was with Ponery and them just for a few minutes. It was Ponery and John and all that, and Smeggy. They were talking cars and stuff, and I was on there for about 10 or 15 minutes. But yeah, I haven't been on a lobby in a while. Really,
well,
it sounds
is
weird.
Ponery still building DVD duplicators or whatever?
Yeah, he's what he does. He works for Amazon.
He does like a fulfillment thing.
No, it's actually he works in the warranty department. Those are ones that he is. Now he does 2 things. One of them is he does a lot of repairs, but for the Christmas time for Black Friday stuff, they put in their fulfillment orders, and he helps with that. But I think most of the time it's more warranty work.
Oh, okay.
I might be wrong about that.
I just know there for the
that.
longest, I could not turn on and even listen to the chat he was in because he would do it at work and he had the cordless drill. So it was like constantly, it was tick, 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 tick. I'm like, oh my
the same way. Same way.
Seriously? Oh my God, you need some noise canceling technology or something going on there, dude. Come on.
All right, Mia. Mia says she's nervous to make a show, but she'd like to try to attract more chicks to the 2A.
Okay. Well, get on Gun Gals tomorrow night.
Get on Gun Gals. Absolutely. Yeah. Get on it and start out.
Absolutely. We have to get her on Gun Gals. And if you're nervous about actually going live, the best advice I can give you is act like you have a friend in front of you and you're talking to a friend. Yeah. Don't think about it as you're going live on YouTube. Act like you're talking to a friend. It still makes me nervous.
You get Mia and Vanessa on there, and you've already got a good panel. You're building up almost to a full panel at this point. If you can get Vanessa and Mia to join.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Liz email or actually I'll probably do it through Facebook and tell her that we need to get them on tomorrow, because that would be a great chat, having everyone's input and just having more gals involved. I really enjoy how many women have come into the gun community, and I'm very thankful to all the guys who have welcomed us and supported us through this journey. It's really amazing.
Vanessa says she's going to stay in the audience. Oh, come on. You can do it. It's not a big deal. You don't have to show your face or be on the camera. Just talk, just talk in the group. That'd be fun. You'll enjoy it. She said, nope. All right. I will say this is it's been awesome the last month or so, seeing a lot more women in the chats and all that, because Clover knows I've been trying to do this for several months, is figure out ways to get more women, and the fact that everyone's doing that now, and now we have you guys can take that banner, and it's much easier for y'all to bring them in than it would be for us. So y'all are doing a great job, and I'm really glad to see more and more, and tell more friends, and hopefully there's more that'll come out of the woodworks.
I'm super excited. I have a friend that I used to work with, and she's never shot a gun. She's never owned a gun. And, she used to be very anti-gun. And as I started talking to her since I got on YouTube, we sat there and we were talking, and she was like, well, I just don't think I would ever be good with a gun. And I was like, well, we live really close to each other.
Right.
Why not go out with me? And she's like, well, I don't own a gun. I'm like, that's why you go out with me. I bring the guns, I'll bring the ammo, I'll bring the glasses, the protective ear gear. I was like, I'll bring everything. You just have to go with me. And so we're actually planning for when we get back from Wanamaker, me and her going out and actually shooting guns. And I told her I've got a 22 and I've got a 380. Got a 9mm, and I've got a 45. I was like, I will start you off with the lowest one, which is the 22, and then we'll shoot the 45 last. I was like, and I will help you the whole way, just so you understand the difference between the guns and what you're comfortable with. And she was like, well, what does your 380 look like? And so I showed her my 380, and she sat there and she was like, well, I didn't know guns could be pretty. And I was like, yeah, girl, you must not really know me, because I like pretty guns. And so she was really impressed with the 45. And I was like, you're a little bit smaller frame. I was like, but I want you to shoot it just so you can say, hey, I have shot a 45. And if you're not comfortable with it, then at least you know that you're not comfortable with a 45. But to sit there and say that, oh, well, I'm just not going to be comfortable with any gun, how do you know until you actually try it? So I'm really looking forward to when we get back from Wanamaker and having her actually go out with me, and having that person who used to be anti-gun actually go out and shoot a gun and see how it feels and see what they're comfortable with. So that's exciting.
Was she truly anti-gun, or was she just indifferent?
She was really anti-gun. She didn't think that anyone needed. She was one of those. She didn't believe that anybody needed a gun other than police officers. She didn't think that it was a good idea to have guns in a house with kids, or have guns around kids, whether that was in the house or not. And her and I have had not really heated discussions, but we've had some discussions about it. And I pretty much told her, I was like, I'm responsible with what I have. I was like, my kids are growing up around them just like I did. And so you have to teach them the respect of guns and knowing the difference between what is a toy and what is a weapon. I was like, and the purpose for having it is the cops take 19 minutes to get to my house. I was like, and I live in the city. And so for 19 minutes, I have to rely on my front door holding off whoever's trying to bust in before the cops can get there. I was like, and there's a lot of bad situations that can happen in 19 minutes. I was like, so
the average bad situation in home invasion is over in 2,
Yes. And so when we started, having that discussion of why I have a gun in the house and why, I prefer to carry, why we got our concealed handgun license, all of those topics we sat there and we covered, and she started understanding, it's not that I'm ever wanting to shoot somebody, because I hope and pray to God that I never have to pull the trigger on somebody.
Right.
But when it comes to the protection of my family and myself, I would rather have a gun and never need it than need it and not have it.
That's exactly right. Yeah. I think that, and the reason why I asked you about being anti-gun or indifferent is I think a lot of people that are labeled anti-gun aren't necessarily anti-gun. They have the attitude is I don't care for guns, but I guess I don't really care if you have them. I just don't want them, or I don't want them around me. Those are the ones that are maybe easier to convert than the ones that are just starch anti-gun. And that's why I think it's cool that you actually turned someone that was truly anti-gun instead of indifferent over here. So that's awesome, because a lot of people that think they're anti-gun, they're not anti me having a gun, just anti them having a gun.
Yeah. When we first started talking about it, she believed that because she didn't want a gun, no one should have a gun, and I'm not going to say it upset me and made me mad, but it felt like I was talking to a wall for a very long time. And after the church shooting when we went to the 2A rally last year in November, it really kind of hit close to home for her. And she started understanding, it took someone who was an armed citizen who had a gun, and if people in the church had had a gun, they would have been able to defend themselves. But because you can't take a gun to a school, you can't take it to a church, you can't take it to a government building, she started looking into the facts, which is something that a lot of anti-gun people won't do. Usually when you start telling them facts, that's when it pretty much goes in one ear and out the other. And she actually started looking into the facts over where most of the gun crimes are, and it's usually in a gun-free zone. And so she sat there and actually was open to the conversation of, okay, well, explain to me, why do you carry? And so I gave her the simplest example that I could give. I don't lock my door to protect the people on the outside. I lock my door to protect myself and my family from people on the outside.
Right.
And so with the cops taking so long to get to where we are in the city, a lot can happen. And she was asking about, well, do you have your gun in a gun safe? Do you have it unloaded? And I told her I have most of my guns, but the gun that I carry most, my everyday carry gun, it stays loaded and the safety is off and it is up, put away from my kids, but it is not in a locked cabinet or anything like that, because if someone should try to go through my door, I don't want to have to find a key. I don't want to have to sit there and take more time loading my gun, finding ammo, getting a gun out of a gun cabinet, stuff like that. I want to be ready for if a bad situation pops up. And that conversation, it really just kind of helped open her eyes a little. And I was very thankful that she sat there and had that conversation with me, because a lot of my friends won't. And once we started talking about it, she has 2 kids. And as a mom, you sit there and you look at the news of a kid was kidnapped, or a kid got murdered, or, someone in sex trafficking. You see where all of these situations are happening. And as moms, it's like, I want to be able to protect myself, but most of all, I want to be able to protect my kids from these kind of situations, because you can't sit there and take back when some bad situation happens. That's a lot of therapy to a kid that I don't know that they're ever going to be able to recover from. And to be able to sit there and say, I went and I got my concealed carry license. I go to the gun range and get better acquainted with my gun and I make sure that I'm accurate with what I'm doing and I get more comfortable with what I'm doing, I'm able to sit there and put in the training. So if a situation happens, I can not only protect myself, but I can protect my kids. And so for her being a mom, I think that's really what helped get her to understand why I am so passionate about having my concealed carry license and why I have guns. And, you know, each one has a different purpose. We have hunting guns and stuff, but I'm not going to carry around a rifle to protect my kids. That's where pistols come in, and there's different calibers of pistols. And she thought that, you know, you could just go and buy one bulky one. And I'm like, no, there are lots of them. There's different sizes, there's different calibers, there's different grips, some have safety. And I was going into the conversation of my Bersa Thunder because it has a key to lock the gun. So even if you pull the trigger, nothing's going to go out, even if it's loaded. And her, that really kind of struck with her because she has a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old like I do. And so she was like, you know, my son does get in my purse sometimes. And so knowing that guns have that extra feature, that really gives me a little bit more comfort in if I had a gun at the house. And I was like, there are lots of guns. You should go to my gun range with me. I was like, it's also a gun shop. I was like, we can go and shoot the guns that I have, and then we can go look at guns that they have in the shop. And so I'm really excited to get her out there so she can actually try my Bersa Thunder 380. And that way, you know, I won't have Tardot with me, so I can go and look at all the guns that I really want to look at and be like, okay.
Right.
I don't have him telling me, no, you can't get that.
I think there are a lot of people that may be anti-gun because they might have had a bad experience with a gun, and that's why it's so important to, you know, if you're taking someone to a range, to bring several different guns that are different sizes, because, you know, if you're going to start off with a 45 or a 44 mag on someone that weighs 110 pounds, well, probably they're not going to have a really good experience. So
exactly.
And it might not fit their hand. So there's so many different variables that go into someone's first experience. If they go with someone that is actually there to try to help them and learn and bring a variety of guns, then chances are they'll find one that actually feels good to their hands. They might not be, one, as scared, and two, might be a little more open to using a gun because they're not using, you know, Dirty Harry's 44 mag, you know?
Exactly.
How's it going?
Hey, RL.
Oh, he's back.
Yep, time to take a chat down the rabbit hole yet.
Yeah. Guys, I think I'm going to jump off. It is 11:15, and I'm going to jump off, I think. But thanks for having me. It was an awesome chat as always, and I will see y'all mañana.
Thanks for joining. I hope you have a great night. I
You
think
too,
I'm
guys.
actually
Take care.
about to end this. I've got both kids in bed, and I might actually be a little tired myself. So thank
There you
you
go.
all for joining. If anybody wants to plug real quick before we end this chat, go right ahead.
Oh, I see how y'all are.
That was our plan the whole time, was once RL comes back, we're getting out of here.
I know.
No, just make sure you watch the shows tomorrow night. I think you've got Gun Gals, obviously. And you got Travis's tomorrow night. What
Matt
else we got tomorrow night?
We got Matt
We
tomorrow
got Matt
morning.
tomorrow morning at 9:30 Central. Yep.
We got Jelsma. Got Mohawk Boy.
Yeah. So it's a good every night's good now these days. I mean, there's 3, 4, 5 shows every night now. That's great. So
G tomorrow night. What is the band chat? I think.
Oh, the van chat. Yeah. I think that's gonna be fun because I think he's gonna start. You know, he's leaving for in a couple weeks for the next Loophole tour, so he's probably gonna be a pretty good one.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm one tomorrow night after midnight too, by the way.
I can't hear you. What did you say, RL?
But I'm on after midnight tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. You have the late night. The what do you go to bed chat?
Yeah, I'm on at. It's actually Monday morning technically.
Yeah.
Like 12:30.
Go to bed. I always like watching the go to bed chats. Guys, I'm gonna get out of here, but appreciate you having me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
All right, well, get some sleep, Gunpowder, for a change.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get some sleep, but I still have a couple of things that need to be done. And who knows, I might get a second win after I get all those done and end up doing a late night insomnia chat again. But hopefully I'll go to bed at a decent hour tonight.
All right, well, thanks for having you on there.
Thank you for joining. Clever Tech, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. You want to plug anything?
Not particularly. Ghost covered it with the shows tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Bet.
I hope everybody has a great night, and I will see y'all on the next video. Take care, everybody.